Hey guys, HuShang here. Welcome to another Starcraft 2 lesson. In today's video, we're going to be going through some of these Dreamhack 2020 replays. And the first one I wanted to take a look at is a qualifying match. So if you've already watched the 2020 games, you'll probably have an idea who wins this. But this is a best of 5 between Asuna and Jason. And yeah, so PvT. I'm not exactly sure who's the better player here, but we'll see how this series goes. It looks like Jason's starting off with some sort of proxy build. He's actually going with 2 SCVs. So I think this is going to be a Marauder proxy, if I had to guess. I haven't watched any of these games I'm going to go through. And Asuna is actually not opening up with the Gate Scout, which is standard. He might go for a 17 Scout. If he does that, he should be in time for this, I believe, if he scouts right now. Oh wow, and actually a 3rd SCV as well. So we'll see what he does here. Okay, yeah, so Asuna is scouting on 17, which is pretty normal if you want to go for a Cyber first build. And yeah, I'm thinking this is Marauders, but I haven't seen it with 3 racks. I've only seen it with 2. So let's see how this goes. Cyber Core. So yeah, so what I'm thinking of doing is going through a lot of these big best of 5s, and yeah, showcasing some of these North American players that are actually really good. But then once they get to the main qualifiers and they're playing people like Scarlet and Neeb, they look like they're total trash. And I see a lot of Twitch chat like, oh man, these guys are huge noobs, but these guys are actually like insane players that are completely dominating ladder. And so I think it's nice to showcase some of these more even matches where they can show some of their skills. So Asuna knows that some sort of cheese is going on. Oh, it's actually going to be Reapers. Interesting. So this is the first time he's actually seen the cheese. You know, Asuna might think that this is just a proxy Reaper into expand though. He's checking for the racks right now. So it's not actually clear that this is an all-in, but he is getting a shield battery, so maybe he knows, maybe he has an idea of what's going on. Especially when you come back up here and you see that there's no factory, which is the usual play if they're transitioning. If this adept gets caught, this is actually really bad for Asuna. He might lose immediately if that happens. But yeah, no factory here. I'm not sure if Asuna saw that. He will right now. So now he knows that this is pretty all-in. Get another shield battery. He's playing this way safer than I would, which is going to work out pretty nice for him. Picks off a Reaper of Jason. I think this Reaper build primarily relies on your opponent not making shield batteries, because as soon as you get shield batteries, it's pretty hard to lose these stalkers. Of course, the downside is that you don't have any tech. So, like, in order to do this, you have to be pretty sure that it's Mass Reaper or Proxy Marauder or something, because if this was, you know, just 2 Reapers into a factory and then like Banshee or something, he'd be in a lot of trouble. Picks off the Adept, very nice. And he's kind of setting up for some sort of counterattack with these 3 gates. Or at least he has that option if he wants to. He did place a pylon in Jason's ramp. And Jason's still committing to this. I think he'll probably take a CC soon. Just because the Reaper cost is a little bit more gas balanced. So you kind of float a bunch of minerals no matter what. Good overcharge. His warp gate's finishing up, so he shouldn't be dying here, and I feel like Jason's screwed. Because he's already got his Nexus finished, and he's definitely not going to die. And Jason doesn't have any sort of follow-up. Like, he didn't go factory like I was talking about that he could have, so... Yeah, he kind of needed to, at the very least, kill a ton of probes. And you can see here that Asuna's up 11 or so. So, Jason calls GG, and that's it for game 1. Alright, welcome to game number 2 between Jason and Asuna. And yeah, last game was a Proxy Reaper, so starting it off a little cheesy, a little aggressive from Jason. I'm assuming he's going to tone it back. He's a more macro-focused player, I'd say, so I actually quite like the fact that he went for something really cheesy in game one. It's not something you'd expect if you are Asuna, especially if you've done a little bit of work studying his ladder games and stuff. So gate here. Normally on this map you wall this cliff. It's pretty easy to wall. So opening up with the pylon here is making me think he wants to do something specifically with the pylon in this location. So one thing you can do is you can play very aggressive adepts, and then by having the pylon here instead of at the cliff, you can put a shield battery in your mineral line. So I think that's very likely something we'll see from Asuna in this game. And Jason's going for a double gas and a depot wall. So wow, is he actually going to go for another all-in? He could go for like a one base 1-1-1 type build. Innovation popularized this quite a few months ago. He could also just put his CC on the high ground, but based on the double gas, it looks like he is going to go for some sort of 1-1-1. This might change up the plans of Asuna. He might not go for that adept play anymore. Almost gets that SCV. So yeah, so Reaper first, factory. He's not going to swap it though, I think, right? So this might just be this might be like a tank opening. Looking around for that probe. Asuna's going... Oh, he's actually searching for a proxy. Okay. A very popular opening from this type of setup is like Beyond's build, where you go for a reactor, swap over the factory, get some Hellions, and then you proxy his starport. So one of the things Asuna might be considering right now. And he is going for that shield battery adept play. Twilight Council behind this. Pretty safe opening against these 1-1-1 builds. And the adept is actually pretty nice. You can go sentry, or you can go adept. So the sentry you can just hallucinate in their main and see what they're up to. And with the adept you can shade in here and see that they actually get their command center. So once he sees that command center, he's going to feel a little more safe knowing what Jason is doing. This adept might die though. I'm not sure if that's going to get away at all. He definitely needs to get that shade off though. Get the scouting info. So he sees that there is a command center, and he also sees that there's no barrack swap. So there's no factory here. So based on that, he knows that it's not going to be mass Hellion. But he does see 2 Hellions. So by seeing 2 Hellions, he knows that there's a lot of extra gas that Jason's not using. And so he's going to assume that this is most likely going to be Banshee. Or maybe Raven. One of those two. Second gate coming down. Robo. Yeah, nice. Very, very safe play. The shield batteries in this game, though, are probably going to hurt him more than help him. Because Jason isn't going for that mass Hellion opening. So I don't think these are necessary. But not a huge investment, because you know that Jason opened up with the early, or the late CC rather. I don't think Jason got any kills there. Maybe one. Kills one Adept, kills one Reaper. Not too impactful. Yeah, so it is going to be Banshee. There is no cloak on the way just yet, but I think Jason will start that up in a second. And notice here that he's not actually getting add-ons for these 2 barracks, and he's not swapping. So what this is going to be is like a super powered 1-1-1 push. Normally you go just Marines off this reactor, and you build tanks or Cyclones, and then you also get some air units. And then, you know, you might have a reasonable amount of Marines, but Jason has 2 extra barracks, so he's going to have like double the amount of Marines that he would normally have. And it's not all in, but it's really, really committed. Much more committed than a normal 1-1-1. Now on the other side, Asuna is going for a 4-gate blink. I'm actually not sure how this lines up. I think it's better for Jason as long as he doesn't actually attack. If he moves out and he doesn't realize that Asuna's doing something like this, then he might... It might be better for Asuna, actually. Okay, Banshee coming in. He does have the show battery from earlier, though, which is nice. And he's going to sneak this Hellion Reaper past. But for Jason, I really, really hope he realizes what's going on. You don't want to get caught out by like 20 Blink Stalkers. Okay, a little bit of harass here. He sees the 4 gas. That might tip him off that this is a big push. Proxy gate. If he pulls back here, this is a really, really clean play from Jason. He's actually still going. It could still work. I'm not saying it won't work, but definitely he doesn't need to do this push anymore, I don't think. Actually, maybe he's cut SCVs quite a bit. He might be forced into this, actually. I might be wrong. But it's going pretty well so far. Asuna's having a hard time microing against this. I think what happened is he added way too many gates and other buildings behind this. If he was just making stalkers, he would easily have like double this stalker count. So Jason gets a nice position. He's adding some bunkers. It's definitely possible to hold this, but he's gonna need charge. He's gonna need to buy a lot of time here with the way he's played this out so far. Like, he can't really rely on the stalkers now that he's invested in the charge lots and the immortal. He's gonna have to be very, very patient here. Wait as long as possible. Honestly, that's probably now. He probably has to go now, because if this Nexus goes down, it's basically GG. So right here is like his last little bit. Show battery's running out. Now he's going to have to go. I think there's just way too much here from Jason, though. The bunkers are tanking so much damage. I'm not sure these tanks are going to get cleaned up. Stalker's going down. Immortal's about to die. And I'm sure Jason's fist pumping right now. Getting all his Protoss ladder rage out. Completely smashing Asuna. And, I mean, Asuna didn't tap out. He's going to go for one last hurrah, but, I mean, let's look at this production behind here. Stim, combat, tanks. He's got a healthy SCV count now. So, we're just waiting for Asuna to tap out at this point. Maybe if he smashes this, he can counterattack. But he's really got to destroy the push. He can't just, like, barely hold. That won't be enough for sure. Yeah, all his SCVs going down. He gets the bunker. Gets the tank. Yeah, there's not too many more units here, but the thing is, he doesn't have a Nexus. And he's playing a comp that isn't very... you can micro it, but it's not like you can micro disruptors. It's not in the same way that you can micro Storm, where you can get a lot of value out of them if you're really, really good. There's just not that much potential with this type of army. And so he's going to have a hard time coming back from this position. If you open up with a disruptor or like a Colossus drop or anything that you can micro and get a lot of value out of, if you're really, really good, then maybe he can make some miracle happen. But with Blink Stalkers, it's just... You just have their core DPS. Ouch. GG is called. Good game. So we're at 1-1. Alright, welcome back. We're in game 3 between Jason and Asuna. And, man, we're getting this series done quick and dirty. A lot of cheesy builds coming out from these two. Typical NA style. Wouldn't want to macro and disappoint the viewers. So, again, the pylon by the gas. Depot in front. This is a pretty passive map in my opinion, but there are some features that make it pretty good for Terran if they do want to play aggressive. But definitely from the Protoss side, you kind of have to play this map pretty slow in my opinion, because if we look at the ramp here, It's pretty easy to defend this location. So if you're sitting here with your army and Terran has to come up this ramp, maybe they can do it early on with like a 1-1-1 push. But later on in the game, when it's 3 racks, or they're even trying to do like an 8 or 9 minute push with 1-1, then it's really, really difficult to get up these ramps. So it's pretty easy for Protoss to secure their third base and not worry too much. Same thing with this side, another ramp, and Terran has to walk across this huge area. So it's not really easy. And then if you were Terran and Protoss is trying to push you, same kind of thing. They can do it in like the early mid game, but past that it's very difficult. So probably what we'll see is either a really early push or some kind of macro game. However, there are some features that make it easy for a Terran to play really aggressive if they want, besides the ramps. Like there's a lot of airspace over here and over here, and so Terran has a lot of options to drop Protoss. And normally Protoss wants to expand in a line. So on this type of map, you actually can't do that. So you have to expand in a triangle, which means Terran can come in here and drop very easily. So normally, if you're in a line, they can only drop one location. And then if they want to drop your third base, they have to fly all the way around the map. But if you're in a triangle formation, then they can go here, drop this third base, immediately boost into the main, drop the main, and it's a very short distance for them. But for you, it's a very long distance to go and defend. So normally you don't want these triangle bases. And then on this map, there's actually 2 areas where they can do this, bouncing back and forth. So kind of a nightmare map for Protoss if you're playing against drops. And one thing Protoss can do to combat this is open up with Stargate. But as I say that, a Twilight Council comes down. You can definitely also go Blink. Maybe play a more gateway heavy style, but I think if you play Colossus on this map, you're just asking to get destroyed. Okay, what's Jason doing? He's got a reactor going down. He's got a Widow Mine on the way. He's got a rally to the front. He might go for a mine drop, but he could definitely go into some other builds from here as well. Just want to see if Jason saw the Twilight Council. He did not see that yet. I love how you can micro this Reaper against the Adepts, just barely, if you're really, really good. You have to do it literally perfectly, but kind of a fun little dynamic that gives Terran some extra micro potential. Oh, barely snuck in that Marine into the bunker. He comes into the bunker. Usually you can like micro after the Adept, but then I'm assuming he saw his Marine and Reaper health and he was like, oh shit, never mind. Alright, 2 more gates coming down. I'm curious if he'll do a 4-gate blink. He might add like 1 more in just a second. You normally stagger the second and third and then the 4th gate. Okay, 3rd CC. This is a very good map for 4-gate blink, in my opinion. Okay, he is going for the mine drop. Behind this, he's going for maybe Raven tank, it looks like. 2 tech labs on the way. And Asuna does see this. I don't think it's too late to throw down another gate if he wanted to. But it doesn't look like he's going to do that. Let's see if he goes for a War Prism. He's getting an Observer. So most likely this is going to be more Oh, hold up. Where is it? Never mind. 4-gate blink. With 1 proxy gate though, that's super weird. I think this actually delays your blink push by quite a lot. Huh. Because when Parting does this, he has like 10 Stalkers at 450. Here we are at 5, with quite a bit less. Okay, pretty decent mine defense. Kind of to be expected of this MMR. Okay, yeah, so it is Raven tank. Really safe build. This is like your best ladder build. If you guys want to copy a really solid Terran vs Protoss build, then this is the one to go. What the fuck is this? Okay, this is just straight up super bad. This might even cost Jason the game. You don't put your tank here. You put it like here, because this tank can actually just get blinked on right here and killed. you want it to be in range of this area where they blink up, but you don't want it to be in range of the blink stalkers. Okay, it's actually working out okay though. He did get the Raven, but he killed a bunch of Stalker. I'm pretty sure this is going to get blinked on in like 2 seconds. I don't know why he put it here. Yeah, there it goes down. And now I'm not sure how you defend this. Missing a couple blinks there from Asuna. Actually, not too bad for Jason so far. He really needs to get out of tank though. He's going for Widow Mines. It's not like he can transition over anymore, but he would have much rather had tanks in this position if he knew that Asuna was going for a 4-gate blink. But yeah, the bunker's picked off. I'm not sure Terran can hold if they don't have tanks. You kind of need those. If Asuna has decent micro here, he's just going to be able to pick apart this Marine Marauder pretty handily. He's got a blink here. He shouldn't get hit by the mines. I did lose a Stalker there. But he's definitely trading way better. Even losing these Stalkers, it's only a matter of time before he just has way, way too many. Okay, nice blink. Probably not necessary with the Observer right here, but showing off a little bit. Stim is almost done, so maybe that'll be enough. Asuna is transitioning. He could just keep warping in though. He could just go for the kill for sure. Yeah, blink on these Marauders if he wants. He moves forward, so he has a blink to retreat. Nice micro. And yeah, Jason's really running out of steam. He's already lost too many SCV. He's way behind in the economy race, so even if this doesn't kill him, it's the writing's on the wall here. Alright, Asuna wins this game, but I just want to point out that Asuna's getting his second Twilight Council. And a Templar Archives. So maybe the adrenaline's getting to him. Alright, let's jump out of here. Welcome to game 4 between Jason and Asuna. And yeah, last game, kind of a rough game for Jason. I think if he realized that Asuna didn't get a third, he wouldn't have made the transition into Biomines so quickly. But yeah, unfortunately for him, I think he scouted the main and saw the 3 gates. He didn't see the 4 gate since it was proxied. And he thought, oh, okay, you know, it's just going to be some weak Stalker pressure. Probably just a macro game. And did his transition early, but of course Asuna hit his 4th gate. Kind of sneaky little play there to throw Jason off. And so he transitioned a bit early. And that cost him the game. Okay, so game 4. So if Asuna wins this, he is going to move on into the main bracket of the, what is it, 2020 Masters. Is it Winter? I'm not even sure. I'm not a caster. I'm just analyzing these. Okay, so Jason opened up with Rack's first gas. And it looks like Asuna's going to do something similar with the Adept Shield Battery. So pretty normal stuff. Classic Protoss being a dick. Harassing this SCV. Might even get it. Sometimes what you can do against not as strong players is you can let them go back with this SCV and sneak around and hit it again. You just got to be careful that you don't go into the mineral line where they can jump on you because the tables can turn quickly. CC going down. I believe Asuna saw that. It's really important that you see that as a Protoss player. And really fast bunker. Holy crap. He must be quite scared of the Adept coming across. But it was a Nexus first, I believe. I don't think he has to be worried about this. It's going to be like 3 minutes before the Adept gets there. So he could have got his factory a little quicker, I think. Not a big deal, though. So Shield Battery is going to finish up soon. This Adept's going to be able to shade across right away. And we have a Stalker behind this. Oh, you might actually be able to sneak out a probe kill before the Shield Battery finishes. Yes, just barely. Very nice. Doesn't see any units down here, so he's going to know the adept's coming across. Oh, and he did actually go for 2 marine before the reactor. Interesting. So this should give him enough DPS to kill this adept if it does try to go for the SCV. Or at least enough to harass him a little bit. Come out of the bunker. So he gets the CC finished up. He's going into a Widow Mine drop again. And... oh, wow. Asuna switching it up. Okay, we're going for a Stargate. Stargate and a Robo. So most likely this will be Phoenix Colossus. We might see him open up with an Oracle though first. Gets that Reaper. I think that's actually a really important kill. Normally the Reaper at this stage doesn't matter too much, but if you don't know the timing of the Paras third, it's a little bit hard to figure out what they're doing exactly. So Jason's going to have to wait till his mine drop moves out to figure it out. Or he's going to have to send out a SCV or Marine. Based on last game though, I'm thinking he probably just plays this a little more blindly. So 2 more racks coming down. Pretty quick transition. I think this transition is pretty susceptible to the 4-gate blink. You're not going to have the tanks, but Asuna's not doing that build this game, so this should work out nicely for Jason. Picks off the adept. Sweet. Can't complain. Mine drop's moving out. Yeah, I was going to say earlier, this medevac is most likely going to go this direction. And the reason I say that is because the Reaper died. And so Jason kind of wants to see the third. And this is the most likely third location. Unfortunately for him, though, Asuna actually sees the medevac. And so he is going to be able to pick this off. The mine should get out, but there's 3 Phoenix, which is enough to pick these up. Kind of delays that last pickup so we can kill the first one. Nicely executed by Asuna. And honestly, this is a pretty bad start for Jason. You definitely don't want to be seeing Phoenix when you don't have any Cyclone defense. And your mine drop also doing 0 damage. So not a position I envy at all. But maybe he'll be able to do something with his 3 racks push. Especially if he can sneak around these Phoenix somehow. Okay, Marines are set up at the natural. He's got 2 turrets. I actually put one here as well. He's got 3 turrets set up, so he's pretty defended. This is kind of a big commitment, but it's something you just have to do if you find yourself, you know, trying to go into 3 racks quickly and you don't have anything else to deal with them besides Marines. They're not quite effective enough to deal with the Phoenix, so you do need these turrets. So I'm sure Jason didn't want to do that, but he feels like he has to. Yeah, getting a couple of CV here. Yeah, this is definitely the problem, is like you can't prevent them from getting SCV kills without and get some counter damage like you can with Cyclone Viking. So they're kind of just able to do whatever they want. Okay, Colossus coming in, Phoenix coming in. He's actually committing way more to the Phoenix Colossus than I thought he would. Generally what players like Stats are doing is going like 4 Phoenix and then just stopping. Basically just to defend the early drops and whatever Harass Terran does. And then they get quickly into the transition. But it looks like Asuna wants to make quite a bit more than that. He's getting a forge now, so he might be transitioned out at like 6 Phoenix. But definitely a pretty big commitment. He has 1 Colossus. He doesn't... oh, he does have a shield battery here too, so he is going to be able to use that overcharge. He doesn't have a lot of units, but that overcharge should be pretty big here. That Widow Mine's going to go off? Oh my god, how did that not hit the sentries? That's so bad. And the shield battery went down, I think. He wasn't able to overcharge it again. Should be able to pick up these Marauders though. Yeah. A really unfortunate mine hit actually. I think that hit a lot of Jason's units. I might go back and check that in a second. But if you're Jason and that you have this fight, I mean, you already know the game's over. There's not too much you can do after dedicating to a push that hard and then getting completely slaughtered and not getting the Colossus. So really, really rough position here for Jason. Maybe you can come back if I was a hardcore caster. But it's not looking good, that's for sure. These Phoenix are just going to be able to do whatever the hell they want. I mean, honestly, they can just fly over this turret and kill like 10 SCV if they feel like it. There's one turret's not going to stop these Phoenix. I think the reason he's not doing that is just because he knows Jason can go for like some sort of doom drop, and that's like the only way he loses the game right now. So he's covering all his bases. He's got an observer here, he's got a pylon. Pylon here. Asuna, the king of vision, man. Looks great. So he sees his Viking. So that's actually a nice tell because Terran has to go for either Ghost and really heavy bio, or they have to go for a 2-starport Viking. So when you see the Vikings like that, you know that they're going for 2-port Viking without scouting it. So that's pretty nice. So he knows what's happening. So he can commit more to Phoenix if he wants. Or he could maybe go into Archons or something like that. Might be pretty good against someone who's not really going for quick ghosts. So he is choosing the Archon route. Did he just warp into depths, or am I crazy? I thought I saw him warp into depths. Yeah, what? That must be a misclick. There's no way you want a depths here. Okay, he's going for a gate. He's just going to push him here. This is a good call. I mean, you don't have to play this game out when you're in such a good position. And this isn't like the previous map where it's really hard to push. This map, in fact, it's quite easy to push, so we'll see if Jason can hold on, but this is Goliath versus the little guy. Ouch. Not a good start to this fight. Phoenix flying in, picking off another Viking. 4 Colossus. The big boys shooting their lasers. Jason pulls back to the high ground. I honestly think that Asuna could push up this high ground, but very safe play from him. Just kind of backing up here. There's an interesting dynamic right now where when Asuna backs up, Jason still has to come down the ramp and fight because his only way of winning is to smash this army and then counterattack. And so, even though he had a really good position on the high ground, he's still forced down this ramp and he has to fight. And Asuna gets the advantage of being the player that's walked into, not the player that's walking into the opponent. But yeah, Jason actually picked off a couple Colossus there. He's down to 1 Colossus. So actually a fairly nice fight. The only problem is he has no money. So it's going to be a really hard push. Honestly, he's building SCV. I think he should just pull all the boys and go for it. He doesn't really have a lot of time here. Asuna's on 80 workers. But it looks like he's rebuilding. So maybe he thinks he can turtle up here. That is another way to play it. I'm just not sure if he's in a decent enough position to play like this. But he could turtle up really hard here. And, you know, with the goal of just getting the perfect army and maxing out. And then doing one solid push. That's another way you can play this. But the problem is just this map is so wide. It's a lot easier to do a push here than it is other maps. Asuna definitely doesn't have the bigger army right now, though. I'm pretty sure Jason can win this fight. He did land his Viking, though, so he didn't take out the Colossus. A lot of damage going down. I was totally wrong. Asuna's completely murdering him. Just carnage going down in this little valley here. And Jason does kill all the ground, but the Phoenix are still alive, and I think most of the SCVs are dead as well. 50 SCVs left over. Yeah, I don't know how Jason deals with these Phoenix, like, ever. EMPs them. Gets about half the Phoenix energy down. But, yeah, there's way too many units. Asuna's way too far ahead. I really think Jason should have just went for the push there. Pulled all the boys, and maybe made some magic happen. I think that was his best shot. But, yeah, yeah, well played by Jason. Asuna is going to take the series, as you probably know if you watch the Masters, because he was in that tournament. And I think Asuna is a great player. Like, we watched him play. He's done a really good job macroing. I think he went last in his groups, though. So it like just goes to show you how good some of these top pros are compared to these top ladder players. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people shitting on Jason and Asuna, and I don't know why, because these guys are super, super strong players. So I don't know, they should get some more love, I think. But great games. Hope you guys enjoyed this, whatever you want to call it, casting/analysis. And if you did, make sure to like the video. And if you do like it, I'll probably do some more of these. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.